I did not want to go to medical school,
Mm.
right? So I decided to study business administration at that time. And so in the business administration school, the first year was about 300 students in one classroom.
Wow.
It was a very hostile environment, and there weren't very many girls.
Mm.
So I would go to school to heckling.
The core services are quite a bit different from the Omaha Chamber of Commerce, especially the way that you celebrate companies and things like that. It just looks different.
The Midlands African Chamber is the Black chamber here in Nebraska. So our mission is to connect, empower, and champion African and African American owned businesses in the Midland. The 3 C's: capital, coaching, and connection.
All right, welcome back to the Content Parlor. I'm your host, Deon. You can find me on social media at deon.api. We are here with, at this point, a business legend in Omaha and internationally, frankly. Let's welcome to the show today, Karine. Karine, can you introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure. Hello, Deon. Hi, everyone. I'm Karine Sokphoh. I am with the Midlands African Chamber. I'm the CEO, and I'm also the managing attorney for 402 Legal. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
It is great to have you here. We're going to do some housekeeping before we get into talking about both of those amazing organizations. For the folks out there who are this is their first time tuning in, you're here at the Content Parlor. The Content Parlor is a social club for content creators. We're here in the Content Parlor studio. The Content Parlor studio gives you access to all of the amazing equipment that you see today, from the microphones, the lighting, the cameras, the image quality that you see. It's all available for rent. Just go to contentparlor.com and we will hook you up with a reservation to tour this studio. All right. Hit the bell notification. You're on YouTube if you're watching this. And so make sure you hit the bell notification so that you get the latest updates. The Content Parlor is growing. You got the Content Parlor Studio. And then we're working on workshops as well to teach folks how to use this equipment and level up and get paid to create. All right. So with that out of the way, 402 Legal. I think I know the least amount about your legal services. So why don't we start there? You tell us about your professional services through 402 Legal and all that it entails.
Sure. So 402 Legal is a law firm here in Omaha where we provide services in the areas of business, so corporate law, immigration law, and trademarks and copyrights work. We've been around Omaha for about 13 years now.
Wow.
Helping small businesses and families and individuals right here in the Midwest.
Awesome. So is it just you or is it a team? And if there's a team, what does that look like?
So we're a team of 7, one attorney, 2 paralegals, 3 assistants, and a couple of interns that work for us.
Okay, interesting. And within your line of work, what's some of the more interesting things that you've done? Of course, I know there's confidentiality, but if you could talk about within those services, what are some of the things that you've done that you'd say is pretty remarkable?
Oh gosh, it's been many years, right? Since I've been practicing as an attorney here in Omaha. So I graduated from Creighton University here in 2008, and one of the least known things that I've done is that I've helped companies register trademarks all over the world, internationally. South Africa, Egypt, Israel, everywhere. I've helped companies protect their marks everywhere in the world, pretty much. Helped with domain name disputes, things like that. And there's a big map in my office where we put a push pin for every country where we've either helped register the mark or we've helped somebody that's from there with immigration work in the U.S.
That's pretty impressive. I'm gonna take bookmark that because we may need some services from you in the future as we
Sure.
expand outside of Omaha, Nebraska. So thanks for the work that you provide. Now you also mentioned Midlands African Chamber, which I think is the more front-facing entity. There's a lot going on there. It seems like the core services are quite a bit different from the Omaha Chamber of Commerce, especially the way that you celebrate companies and things like that. It just looks different. So, can you talk about what the Midlands African Chamber offers and why should people join and be a part of it?
Sure. And thank you again for this opportunity. Um, the Midlands African Chamber is the Black chamber here in Nebraska.
Mm,
And at our core, what we do, our mission is to connect, empower, and champion African and African American owned businesses in the Midland.
mm,
So, three verticals: um, access to capital, coaching, and access to basically connections.
mm.
So the three C's: capital, coaching, and connection. So everything we do leads to those three things for the businesses that are members of MAC. So if you ask me, like you did, why? Those are the things, the three C's.
Of
And we
course.
want to make sure that every member of MAC has access to that.
I like it. I like it. Now, you also do a conference. I've seen people win all kinds of awards. There's been money received. Folks receive access to direct capital at the event. Can you talk about like what that looks like? How do people participate in that competition and win those prizes?
Absolutely. So we have different programs that give access to capital, but we are perhaps most known for PitchBlack, the PitchBlack conference. The
Hmm.
next one's coming up next year on May 2nd. So save the date for May 2nd, right here at the North Oak campus of MCC. Make sure to join us at PitchBlack. But the applications for PitchBlack are open right now at wepitchblack.com, where businesses can go and register to compete. You can win up to $15,000 cash, but also we have a package valued at more than $40,000 in technical assistance when it comes to legal services, marketing services, accounting services, all of which are designed to help your business actually succeed. So we don't believe that just giving the cash prize is enough to help those businesses, those startups, be competitive and succeed in the long run. You need more of a wraparound approach, and that's what Pitch Black is all about.
Very cool. Very cool. And so there's a bit of storytelling. We'll start migrating over to your creative side because there's a reason why she's on the show today. Okay, okay, and it goes beyond all the accolades you just heard. But there's a bit of storytelling going on with Pitch Black and with the Midlands African Chamber, and there's this gap of space missing for, as you said, African American or Black owned businesses and the stories that are not being told. So, in your opinion, how does the Midlands African Chamber help get those stories out and get the messages out about what these businesses are doing for the community?
There's a lot of demand
Hmm.
for authenticity, um, for products or services that come from folks that we can relate to.
Mm.
And how do people know that they can relate to you if you are not able to tell them your story
Yeah.
and put your brand story out there? So storytelling is very important for business owners, and being able to tell that story in a way that translates into sales while at the same time staying authentic to your brand and to your vision is extremely important.
Mm.
So that's why it's important to craft the way in which you tell that story, who helps you do that very carefully, and then to also protect it.
Hmm. So how'd you get into, because these are like two different spaces here. You've got the legal services, but then we've seen you do your own speaking engagements. We've seen you online on social media creating and producing your own videos. What's the connection here? How did you get into being this person who could tell your own story as opposed to having to hire, somebody else to tell it for you?
So for me, it's not really it's not really different things. To me personally, it's not really different things because it all comes from the same place, right? Staying true to my purpose. And I've always loved words. I'm a wordsmith at heart.
Ooh.
And so, because I've always loved words, and I've always loved stories, and so I am still true to my purpose, whether I am in a courtroom representing somebody, I am using words to the best of my ability to tell their story, wordsmithing their story to make an impact the way they want it to go. Whether I am out there as the CEO of Mac, telling the story of Black businesses, our members, to founders, to sponsors, to people in the ecosystem that can help them,
Hmm.
I am still using those words, wordsmithing that to make an impact on their behalf.
Hmm.
And whether I am at a conference talking to young women about purpose or entrepreneurship or anything else, I am still wordsmithing.
Mm. So it all starts with the words. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm a big fan of um of naming things, I would say. Like that's kind of my specialty is naming things and always thinking about the significance of names. So I can
Yeah.
appreciate that.
My name is Egwemimo. That's my middle name.
Okay.
And so I'm from a land of griots, and I'm from Togo in West Africa
Okay.
originally, right? And so my name is Egwemimo. It means today is what you see.
Hmm.
You don't know tomorrow. So you live accordingly. You
Okay.
seize the moment,
Uh-huh.
right? So it's important to
Yes.
understand those things.
Yes, yes. Pronounce it for me again.
Egwemimo.
Egmemo.
Mhm.
Okay. I think I got
Today.
40% of it right.
You did. Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. So you said West Africa, the
Yes.
connection. What brought you to Omaha, Nebraska? You could have gone to many places in the United States. Why here?
The stellar weather.
The stellar weather. All right. And I don't know if all right, unpack that for us.
I always say that I came here in a winter time in January, and I had no clue how cold winter could really get. Up
Mhm.
until then, I've only seen snow on pictures on Christmas cards, and I thought it was so pretty. Uh,
Yes, on Christmas cards, it's very
yes,
pretty.
it's very pretty on Christmas cards, so I had no idea what I was getting into.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Omaha, because of the cost of living for school.
Hmm.
So I
Okay.
attended UNO and then Creighton Law for law school.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And I stayed in Omaha because of the people, the opportunities here. And I love this city. It's been 25 years. I thought I was only going to be here for 6 months, but Omaha has been really good to me. I've made lifelong friends and great opportunities to build businesses and to grow. So I tell anyone that will listen that my goal is to make Omaha the African capital of the United States.
Oh.
because of the opportunities I've had here. I want to create a larger community, and I think we've been successful in doing so here. So we want to keep growing it.
Okay. So when it comes to doing international business, there's been several groups that have talked about the dual citizenship and working with entities to get your business set up over in Africa. Is that something that your team helps with as well, or what does that look like?
Yes, we are really excited about the opportunities for Omaha, Nebraska businesses to connect with the world, connect globally. And we are especially excited about the opportunities that just opened up with the Sister City connection with Accra in Ghana,
Okay.
and Jamestown in Ghana, with Omaha. And there is on October 30th, the International Agribusiness and Manufacturing Fair that's happening in Lincoln, where we have about 10 African countries that are delegations from 10 African countries that are coming to town. We are partnering with the Ag Initiative on that conference. We are leading a trade mission to Africa, to Ghana and Togo in February of next year. So we invite businesses to join us on that trade mission. Find out more about it on our website, midlandsafricanchamber.com. There's a lot of opportunities in Africa when it comes to agriculture, when it comes to infrastructure, real estate, fintech. Those things are common grounds to Nebraska businesses and West African businesses. We have a big growing population, young population in Africa that's definitely hungry for goods and services that are produced here. And vice versa. We have a lot of labor needs that can be fulfilled even remotely in Africa and vice versa. So there are opportunities that could be a win-win for both.
Interesting. So the event next year, what day is the tour going to be?
So the trade mission to Africa will be February 21st
Okay.
to March 1st. So 10
Oh,
days,
this
two
is
countries.
yeah, this is great because Africa is generally warmer than Omaha is during that time. So this is
Correct.
perfect.
Yes.
I know last time they did one, it was in August. So it's a little tougher, to justify it when it's still warm here, but clearly in February, that's a great choice.
It's a great choice. Yes, that's an opportunity to get out of the cold for a little bit and then build relationships, with aligned companies in those countries.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm an avid traveler, and I'm definitely one who would be interested in that. If I can get other people to go with me, I would definitely be entertaining that. So I
Absolutely.
will be reaching out to some of you to see if you go with me.
Yes, absolutely. And there are several sectors, so feel free to check them out. And these will be really targeted meetings with key companies. We have relationships with chambers in all those countries. So there will be key meetings with government officials. There will be B2B matchmaking. So it will be very productive.
Super interesting. That sounds great. So let's get to know Corinne a little bit better. All right. You you've talked about how you got here and things like that, but you have a creative side as well. And I want to unpack that a little bit because you weren't always in the legal space. Can you talk about like your experience with journalism and broadcast and how you use your words to kind of build up a little bit of a skill set in content creation and video production?
Sure. So before I came to the US, when I was, in Togo, when I was at university in Togo, my friends and I created a magazine because I love writing, and we created this fashion magazine. And through creating that magazine, I think that was maybe the second or third fashion magazine in our town.
Really?
Yeah, in the capital at that time, called Clear Magazine. And, we were really excited and happy about it, and we were promoting it everywhere. And through promoting it, I got an opportunity
Hmm.
to have a radio show that I was doing. I had the noon drive hour. That was my radio show on Canal FM in Lomé. And then through that, then I had an opportunity to be a co-host of a TV show. So those are things that I did for a period of about 2 years
Mhm.
during my freshman and sophomore year of university in Togo.
Hmm.
So that gave me some creative opportunities that I was not really, I didn't really expect to have at that time, but I really enjoyed it. And so when I attended university here at UNO, I studied communications and broadcast journalism, and I enjoyed doing that, and I had a chance to have an internship at KETV Channel 7 right here in
Oh,
town.
really?
Yes.
Wow. Interesting. So I feel like we have the name of this episode today. Once a creative, always a creative. All
That's
right.
right. That's right.
She started in content creation, and she's always going to be one of us. In fact, you've been using this content creation to do a lot of the promo videos and coaching for like the free services on social media. So I see you posting about like some of the problem and the pain points that people are facing that they should hire your organization for. How do you come up with ideas for your content?
So I tried for my law firm content, I try to stay up to date as to the changes in the law.
Mm-hmm.
A lot is changing so rapidly in the immigration world.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to stay up to date and provide value to my followers and information that's really relevant and up to date. When it comes to the chamber side, we want to do the same, provide value, up to date information, but not just what will advance, the chamber per se, but what will help people really advance their businesses. Opportunities, whether it's with the chamber, other chambers, or just out there, will help them have access to those three C's: the capital, the coaching, and the connections they need.
And I love it. I love it. I feel like there's an opportunity for us to collaborate to help tell some of these stories a little bit better because I do think that there's a lot of untapped potential, especially when it comes to storytelling. So if I come on the trip, all right, is it okay if I bring my camera and do some like storytelling?
Of course, that would be great.
Okay. So I'm looking forward to doing that. That would be awesome to, first of all, capture content in Africa. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
But then to be able to tell some of the stories of the businesses over there. So let me ask you a question because you have a unique perspective. You've been to colleges in multiple countries.
Yes.
I don't know a lot of people that have been to colleges in multiple countries. So how do the colleges compare like in Africa versus here?
Oh, man. So, oh, man. Okay. That's a tough one because so let me put it in perspective
All
for
right.
you. So my Togolese people are gonna be mad
Uh-oh.
because, but this is what my experience was, right? I went to the university in Togo at a time where we had one university in the whole country.
Not
And
in the city, in the whole
in
country.
the whole country, there was only one. And I love selling. I love stories. I did not want to go to medical school, right? So I decided to study business administration at that time. And so in the business administration school, The first year was about 300 students in one classroom.
Wow.
Yes, so it would look like an amphitheater, like a movie theater, but with seats really close to
Mm.
one another. And if you don't go and reserve a seat, you'll not find a place to sit.
Wow. Yeah, that's different.
So it was a very hostile environment, and there weren't very many girls.
Mm.
So I would go to school to heckling.
Wow.
Yes. So that was the type of of environment I went to school in every day, for at the university. So 300 people in that amphitheater, and not very many girls in that classroom like that, and constant heckling,
Mm.
right? And you still persisted,
Yeah.
right? And then you have there's no, multiple choices or none of that. So it's essay questions only, and only one exam at the end of the semester. So you pass or you fail. You fail, you start all over the year.
Wow. So no quizzes or anything
No,
along
no,
the
no,
way.
no, no.
Wow.
So lectures only, and books were so expensive we couldn't afford them. So
Really?
you had to copy, and take notes furiously.
Yeah.
And constantly the teachers were on strike. Constantly.
Really?
So you were
That's
not
crazy.
even you were not even sure whether you were going to finish this year or not. That's the environment I went to school in
I see. Yeah, it's a bit
back
different.
then. Yes. So that's why I'm such an advocate for education, and I encourage kids to really go to school here, because I feel like they have so much
Mm-hmm.
here. You have all the materials, you
Mhm.
have libraries, you have computers, all of those things we didn't have. You have the books, you have everything.
Yeah.
Why not go to school?
Yeah. So you're saying to the kids out there, the young content creators, go to college.
Go.
Okay.
Go, go to college, apply for all the scholarships, take advantage of it.
Yeah, because
You
that's the
know.
thing now. The young kids, they don't know if they should go to college. A lot of folks are choosing not to go to college because they don't think it's worth it. And you're saying, and I would agree with that, because my life changed from college. Like, folks look at my business and things like that, and I think sometimes people frame their questions as if I got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
But no, none of this was happening before college. Like, I've
Right.
learned a lot about how to build relationships, how to teach myself, things like that, because I went to college.
Yes.
But you're presenting a whole nother set of reasons why, because you have access to things that other folks don't have.
That's right. And when you have the opportunity, and this is not opportunity that you just, that was given voluntarily. People fought and died for it for you.
Mm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you have it, make the best of it and really seize it, and, make it count.
Yeah.
So I will encourage them to go to school. I know some people didn't go to college, and they are brilliant business minds and brilliant business people, and they can make, they've really made it happen for themselves without having to go to school. But at the same time, they've had enough sense to hire people that do have the formal training to help run their businesses.
That's true too.
That's why they are so successful. And so
I'm thinking of Steve Jobs. Who else dropped out of school? Mark Zuckerberg. All of those people employ tons of college graduates.
That's
So
right.
true.
That's right. So you need people to go to school. So I encourage them to seize it, and seize the opportunity, and go to school. So going to school here was easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
Really easy. Most people hate law school. I loved it because it was 150 50 kids, so that's
Yeah.
less than what I had to deal with. It was
You're
still,
like, oh, I'm not getting heckled. I can just like
yeah.
go get a book. I don't have to like scan somebody else's notes to try to learn.
No, I had the books, I had a computer, I was in peace. There were no strikes. I
No
could
stress.
study, you
Sheesh.
know. So yeah,
We're laughing, but we're serious.
yes, yes.
Well, this has been a great primer. I feel like we need to have you back on the show to talk about even more. I want to finish out the show with a couple of pop quiz questions for you.
Okay,
All right.
shoot.
Now, we haven't done this a whole lot. We've done a little bit recently. All right. If there, so the first one, we'll go into a dream scenario, right?
Okay.
Suppose there was a place
Mhm.
where content creators could network and meet each other and navigate all that's happening with artificial intelligence, everything that's shifting in the job market. And they'd have access to some of the best content creators in the city to be able to meet with them, network, and learn what they do and grow from there. In addition to potential job opportunities, employers and folks who are looking to do business with creative people. Would you say that that would be a good overall thing for the city of Omaha, or would you say there's a great need for something like that?
I think there's a great need for something like that. With everything that's happening with AI, I believe AI is the way of the future. If you are in business today and you're not using AI on a daily basis, you're already behind.
Mm, I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. I think that in terms of I think that it's not necessarily going to take your job, but if you're not the person who's using it, the person who's using it will take your job.
Right.
So I think one way or another, you have to interface with it. In terms of there being a space for that to happen, we've created a space. It's called the Content Parlor. The event, the Parlor Awards that we're going to be doing on November 14th, is that space where that's going to happen. What we noticed is on this podcast, when we finish up the episodes, folks would start networking with each other. That table over there, we used to do our podcast, there would be, 5, 6, 7 guests at a time. And so people would learn about what each other did. And then after the podcast, they would start exchanging business cards and things like that. So we just got to thinking, how can we scale that up? How can we make that networking happen at a larger scale? And so the Parlor Awards will be that place that attracts content creators and creative people in general who are looking for ways to get paid as a creative. So I feel like there's some overlap on that front as well. So I'm looking forward. I would like to invite you to the Parlor Awards. We'll save you a seat, and
Okay.
let's find ways to do business as we go into 2026. I feel like it's long overdue,
Mhm.
and yeah, this has been a great episode. I've learned a lot about the international business aspect as well as a lot about you. I didn't know a lot of these things about yourself. Mom, uh, creative, and then I didn't even know about the legal services. Believe it or not, like I knew um, about the legal services this year, but I would say prior to this year, I had not made the connection. And the crazy thing is I probably first saw you through 402 Legal.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know how like Clark Kent is like Clark Kent and then like there's a superhero and you're like, it can't be the same person. So I kind of looked at 402 Legal as like this Clark Kent et person. And then there was like, Midlands African American Chamber. And I just always saw you as Midlands African American Chamber and never put the two together. So my apologies for that. I'm up to date now.
One and the same.
One and the same. Superhero Ed. Is it Superhero Ed? Super Arrow-S? Anyway,
Heroin.
heroin. Super
Heroin.
heroin.
But although that sounds like a drug.
Yeah, that sounds like a very strong drug. Super
Yeah.
heroin. Well, thank you for joining the show today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Of course, make sure you go out and follow 402 Legal on social media. In addition to the Midlands African American Chamber, make sure, make sure you get tapped in with the international business activities that are happening. We live in an international economy now. It's not a local thing. We work with people internationally. We travel internationally. Get you a passport. Get your passport so you can travel and do businesses in other places and find the best opportunities for your creative services. All right. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Content Parlor. Keep it locked right here. We want to see you at the conference November 14th at the Culture House. We are going to be doing some giveaways, one of which is a free DJI Osmo Nano, which will help you to create content at a better level. In addition to that, we are going to be throwing the Content Party, which will be immediately following the Parlor Awards, where you'll have a chance to network with the content creators. That will happen at the Level Event Center. Shout out to Jermaine Ballard out off of, 98th and 4th Street. You'll want to get plugged in on these things, guys. We're bringing special guests. We're bringing things to you that are hard to get anywhere else in the country. And trust me, I've gone to InvestFest. I've gone to NAB. I've gone to different conferences, and this one is special. All right, but that's going to do it for this episode. We'll see you in the next one on the Content Parlor. Peace.